Hi, everyone. I hope everybody is doing good and has had a wonderful week so far. I know I have. And yes, my water situation is fixed at the house. So happy. But last week we talked about the chakras, and we talked about the chakras as a whole. And there was one thing that I missed. I'm telling you guys, so we're going to go over that real quick. But one thing that we did talk about was that each chakra is kind of responsible for a certain set of feelings, emotions, beliefs, and that type of stuff. So when that's a little bit out of whack, then that's when we'll get exaggerated emotions, when we're living in fear, when we're living in shame, or anger, and that type of stuff. So it's a different chakra that's causing each of those different emotions. But the one thing that I didn't mention with the chakra system as a whole is that your bottom three chakras, the root, sacral, and the navel, are all earthbound. So they are about our physical body. And so these lower three chakras, like I said, are earthbound. It's about survival. It's about reproduction, and it's about power. The top three chakras, your throat, your third eye, and your crown, are all around spirit, and they're responsible for our truth. They're responsible for our higher conscious, our intuition, and a purpose for life is what that's responsible for. So now, if you all notice what happened there, I kind of completely just disregarded the heart, and actually, it's probably the most important one, the heart chakra, because they're all extremely important, but the heart chakra is what binds the two together. It's what brings the two of them together through empathy, through compassion, through gratitude, through compassion. So the heart is the chakra that's responsible for bringing the physical and the spiritual together. Like I said, through empathy. So that's a very important part, is understanding how the seven chakras are all working, and what they do overall. And today, what we're going to talk about is the root chakra, the first one that is of the earthly. The earthly set, the three sets that are in the earthly. So for the root chakra, let's see, it's our foundation. And when our foundation is not stable, neither are we. So it is the absolute first one that you need to be working on. If it's not settled, if your foundation is not good, it's, think of building a house. You're not going to build the second floor if your first floor and your foundation aren't really solid. So, that's one of the things that that people need to be aware of, and you need to know whether your root chakra is really solid or not. So, where the root chakra is at, so it's responsible for our security. So, do we feel safe? Do we have enough money? So, finances would be there. Do we have shelter over our heads? Can we support ourselves, our survival? All of that stuff is in the root chakra. And where it's located is in the base of the spine, and it's encompasses the first three vertebrae. It also encompasses our elimination organs. So that would be large intestine, your kidney, your bladder, and your adrenals, mainly. So those are the organs that the root chakra would be responsible for, and where emotions like fear. We'll talk about the emotions in a minute, but fear is the big one for the root chakra that would cause it to not be balanced well. And so the color is red. I don't have anything red to wear, so I wore something kind of burgundy-ish. I think there might be a little bit of red in this, but the color is red, and so I wanted to wear that. And the element is earth, and so we are affected both emotionally and physically by whether the chakras are balanced. And balanced and aligned. They need to be balanced and aligned. So they can be underactive, and underactive just means that the chakra is moving. It's sluggish. It's moving very slow. It's not moving fast enough. The overactive means it's moving too fast. Okay, so those are the two opposite conditions, and then of course you have the proper balance and alignment, which means everything is all good. So the emotional side of things, when your chakra is underactive, this is when fear comes into play. You live through, you're constantly afraid of what's going to happen. You're living in despair. That would be another indication. You do have an inferiority complex when this one is underactive. Because you don't feel secure in yourself. You don't feel secure in your body, as for who you are. And so a lot of people with underactive, excuse me, are codependent, and they also fear abandonment from friends and family. So that would be an underactive. And overactive root chakra would, emotions that would be involved there is being more authoritarian. How do I say that word? I'm gonna have to read it. Authoritarian. Sorry. So also they have exaggerated vitality. So they're like super, super, have tons of vitality that's just over the top. Usually the root chakra is a little bit overactive when that's happening, but they do feel insecure as well. So that's another emotion that's in that area. And depending upon how overactive, they could be very materialistic and greedy people, as well as are resistant to change. And one thing that I do want to mention here is, just because I'm giving some indications of an underactive or overactive, don't judge somebody, because really these are just high level, what could be going on in the chakra, and what could give you an indication of possibly what's going on in your root chakra. And I'm using the word possible for a reason. People like myself who work with the chakras a lot, and who, I'm a Reiki master teacher, so I understand the chakras, and I'll be able to tell what's going on with each of your chakras a lot, a lot more than your average person. But so these indications are just indications. It doesn't mean that that you completely have an underactive root chakra. So I just want to mention that you do need to get an evaluation from somebody who understands the chakra system. And so somebody who is balanced, though, with their emotions, they're going to have very strong character, very strong will. They're going to be very confident in themselves, and they're going to have a strong vitality. So those are kind of the indications there. Physically underactive would mean, physically what's going on in your body. It could mean constipation. It could mean kidney stones is another one. Lower back pain is another one for an underactive. And then when it comes to the overactive, think of like diarrhea, and let's see what else is in that one. Pain and heaviness in the legs is another one. Frequent urination. You're urinating frequently. And so sitting in this area is probably Crohn's disease as well. I would say colitis and IBS type symptoms would most likely be in this area as well. So imbalanced means that you're not having any issues with your elimination organs. And do remember, the reason why vitality is there, because the adrenals are there. The adrenals are responsible for your energy level. So that's something else. And so how you develop an underactive or overactive is usually, in any chakra, is usually some kind of trauma. Something fearful happened, or you're always afraid of. You had a lot of past experiences that caused you now to be concerned and fearful of your future. Something else that's happening a lot today when it comes to fear is there's a lot of fear mongering going on. People like to control other people, and they're doing it through fear. This is very inappropriate. Obviously, it's very inappropriate. So, we do need to learn how to handle the fear emotion. So I talked about the fact that I'm giving you generalities when it comes to the root chakra. And if you do want to learn more about which of your chakras are underperforming or overperforming, then I do have this free workshop that's coming up May 8th through the 12th from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Mountain Time. And I'm actually going to be doing a guided meditation where you're going to, on one of the days, where you are going to learn which of your chakras are underactive and which ones are overactive. So it would be really really good. It's a free guided meditation, so it would definitely benefit you. And there is a free another a training within there as well that's going to go a lot more in depth than what I'm talking about now. So how to restore, and let's talk about how to restore, because that is really, really big. I do have some easy, quick things that you can do, but I think you know me well enough now to know that I'm not all about the quick and easy, because it doesn't always stick. It doesn't, and it doesn't always work either. So it's going to maybe band-aid it for a little bit, but it's not going to really, permanently realign it. I don't want to say that just because you're doing some of the big boys that I'm going to talk about that it can't get off balance. It can. You can have a trauma hit that's going to cause it to get on balance, but you know quickly how to get it back into balance. So I'm going to first talk about the 4 big boys. The 4 big boys is you have to have something that you're able to manage your emotions with. And for me, that's HeartMath, and it has done wonders for me. And I know it can help you out a lot. If you want that in your tool belt, you know how to get a hold of me. So HeartMath is very important to manage those emotions. The emotions will come up as you're rebalancing that chakra. You're going to have those emotions come up that have been stored there. You're going to have things that are happening in your day-to-day where you're going to absolutely need to not allow those emotions to get restored into the root chakra, where it could get off balance again. So HeartMath is key. Meditation, that helps you with your thoughts. Your thoughts can start causing that fear to come back up. And yes, you can manage it with the HeartMath, but if you're not meditating to learn how to manage your thoughts and learn how to move those thoughts along, they're going to be managing you. So meditation is also key. One of the things when it comes to the chakras, though, I believe is that it is probably the biggest, one of the biggest boys when it comes to chakra is Reiki. Reiki will help move the energy within your body so that it's moving appropriately, and it'll strengthen the chakras. So it's not saying that you can't do it without Reiki, but I love it. So the other 4th big boy that I want to talk about is yoga. I'm not a yoga master or a yoga teacher of any kind, but each chakra has its own yoga pose that will help it. And I do have some suggestions here. Like I said, I'm not an instructor. You would need to talk to your own instructor. But let's see, what are the poses? I'll read them. Mountain pose, side angle pose, warrior pose, standing forward bend, and bridge pose. All right. So those are the poses that help the root chakra. And what I say when it comes to the 4 big boys is I believe you need to have something in your tool belt that is managing your emotions. You need to have something in your tool belt that is helping you manage your thoughts. And then you could pick between yoga and Reiki. That would totally be your choice, right? So I say pick 3 out of those 4 and have that as your lifestyle change. And it's going to help you out in so many more ways than just your chakras. All right. So some of the quick things that you can do until you can figure out how you're going to get some of these big boys into your life changing is if you do know that your root chakra is not balanced properly or aligned, then I would say you need to get outside. It's the element is earth. You need to be with earth, garden, hike, hug a tree, do something when it comes to the earth. I hug trees all the time. So I don't know if you guys saw the picture. I think I did put it out there with me meditating inside of a tree. That is a huge, huge tree that you have to climb into and get to the spot where it's between the big limbs. And oh my gosh, that tree has so much energy. I love it. So anyhow, I definitely hug that tree. Okay, so some things that you can add to your diet, because it is the red color. And check this out. If you have a nutritionist or you have, a plan from your doctor, nutrition plan from your doctor, always check out before you change anything with those people. Don't take it just from me, okay? But what does help the root chakra are red apples, strawberries, raspberries, pomegranates, the root vegetables like onions, sweet potatoes, carrots, herbs like garlic, turmeric. I got a couple more herbs in here, and they're fading away from my brain. Turmeric, cloves, and marjoram. So those are really, really good. I think beets is another good one that I have listed here as well. So the Essential oils. So we've talked about the four big boys and exercise, exercise outside, hiking, walking, hugging trees, gardening, and then food and herbs that you can add to your diet. Essential oils. I do absolutely love essential oils. So there's a few of them that help the root chakra, but a couple that I use. Patchouli is one that I will do as a incense burning, and this one is a very, very grounding essential oil, and it brings the body, and it also helps with confidence. All right, so cedarwood is absolutely amazing. It is so earthy, and it cedarwood helps if you're feeling anxious. So this, if you've got and you're feeling very floaty, you're floaty because your foundation isn't really solid. So this would be more probably of the overactive. You would definitely want to incorporate cedarwood. Myrrh is absolutely amazing as well. Myrrh is very earthy again. And it combats overexhaustion. So this is important if your adrenals are having issues, and it balances the emotions and it centers yourself. All right, frankincense. I love frankincense because when it comes to the root chakra, what frankincense does is it makes the other essential oils become better. And so that's why I like it a lot. But it's also very earthy. It's very grounding. And let's see, what else does it do? It helps racing thoughts. Yeah, that's important. All right. And it promotes connection to the natural world. So frankincense is very important. Now, one thing that I want to tell you on how to prepare an essential oil thing is you want to take 1 tablespoon of a carrier oil. So that could be, grapeseed oil. Why can't I think of all the oils out there? Coconut oil, olive oil. Use some kind of a carrier oil, and then you take your the essential oils that you want to put together. You could put together 2 or 3 with no problem. So, but you don't want to have more than 5 drops in a tablespoon of carrier oil. So, if you're going to use, let's say you use cedarwood, myrrh, and frankincense, I would do maybe 2 drops of the cedarwood, 2 drops of the myrrh, and 1 drop of the frankincense. And it all depends upon what's going on really with you. Research the essential oils and see, what kind of combination you want to do. You could go to 6 drops. So you could go 2-2-2 if you wanted to do that as well. But I would not put together more than 3 essential oils and keep it within that 5 to 6 drops per tablespoon of oil. All right. And it's just a rough, I know some drops are bigger than other drops, but that's why I say maybe stick to 5, because one of those drops might actually be 2 drops coming out of that bottle. So stones, I actually did post this week about my, my red jasper. I think it's over here. Let's see. Is this my red jasper? There she is. Yay. So red jasper, if I'm having problems with my root chakra, I will either choose this guy or here's my obsidian. So, and I'll put it in my pocket. I'll hold it that day. And if I feel like really fearful, or something's going on, I might take one. If I'm deciding on the obsidian, I'll take it out and I'll hold it in the palm of my hands, and I'll do a little prayer meditation around it, and a lot of times the fear will go away. So these rocks are very important. There's probably 4 or 5 rocks that are very important for the root chakra, but I happen to like these 2. For me, you might want to do your own research on it. But the red jasper, this encourages grounding and stability. It's you feel protected with this one. So it's a really good one if you're feeling insecure. Okay, that's what I would do. The reason why I would pull this one out. The obsidian is a very, very powerful grounding stone. If you think about it, it comes from volcanic rock, which is deep in the earth. So it really, truly grounds you to who you are, and it brings you back to a place of calm and center. And a lot of times that's where I need to be, because fear can sometimes take control. So when it does, this guy's with me if I'm feeling a lot of that. So anyhow, I did want to mention that. And again, like I was talking about, I do have that free workshop coming up in 5 days. May 8th through the 12th. You don't want to miss it, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. And I'll discuss it a little more maybe next week. That'll be what the live is about before I go on to the sacral chakra. Sacral chakra. Oh, say that 10 times fast. Okay. All right. Well, thank you all for joining. I hope you enjoyed this one, learned a lot about the root chakra. We will talk again soon. Thanks. Bye.